So we got the chat replay here so we can see what people are saying in the chat when, they're talking about Matt Nuclear. We can see if they're saying W Nick in the chat, or if they're saying L Nick, or if they're saying W Matt Nuclear, or they're saying literally who. I can't wait for everyone to just say who. I have no idea who that is.
All right, back on TYT, Cenk and Anna with you guys, but also shout out to James Kelly. Thank you for sending 20 Young Turks memberships on YouTube. You guys are amazing. We appreciate it.
Yo, shout out 20 TYT memberships on YouTube. Dude, big shout out. We appreciate it.
Join button below to be one of us and actually help us spread the truth, because certainly legacy media isn't going to do it. And we appreciate every one of you that supports us, otherwise we wouldn't exist. All right, let's go to the next story. So the Daily Wire is going nuclear, literally. What do we mean by that? You're going to see in a second. But they think this is going to solve all their problems because they got a debate king. And he's going to take on Groypers, but everyone else too, and he's going to beat him.
Red Cowboy 3 says, Goy Nation unite as one. Genesis 49:10. It is written. Yeah, these people are insane.
So bad. Is that how it turned out? Well, let's find out. Anna, what happened?
Yes. Well, as we had shared with you guys on this show earlier, the Daily Wire is investing into the network, into the company, and they're hiring some new folks. And one of their latest hires is a young guy by the name of Matt Nuclear. Unsure whether that's his real name, I doubt it. Either way, he started to make a bit of a splash online due to his involvement.
I still can't get over the M-A-T. Like, does he actually spell his name that way? Because Matt has 2 T's in it. I have never in my whole life seen someone spell M-A-T for the name Matt.
Involvement in these Jubilee debates. So last year he had a Jubilee debate with someone named Amanda Seales, where he dismissed the existence of institutional racism. If there's one thing I know about the Daily Wire, they love just delving into culture war issues, and more importantly, finding hosts, typically people of color, who are willing to trash people of color. In fact, I remember asking Candace Owens whether she felt that maybe she was being used as a tool by the Daily Wire. And here's what she had to say.
Do you feel like you were kind of used as a tool earlier in your career?
Absolutely. I know, not feel. It's a fact.
Because when you're critical of, let's say, the Black community, oh, they love it, right? That's when you get a platform and you get all the plaudits and speaking engagements. But once you speak out against what's happening in Gaza, you're not that useful tool anymore.
That was one of the things that was really hard for me to contend with personally.
So Matt Nuclear appears to be, I don't know if he's Black or if he's mixed race, doesn't matter, but apparently-
I don't know if he's Black. I can't tell from the acorna haircut and his hyper-melanated skin. I can't tell, but whatever.
That institutional racism claim he made on Jubilee might have caught Ben's attention. Now, his performance was, in my opinion, kind of unremarkable, but he became a frequent contributor in these Jubilee debates. And then later, Shapiro announced that he's hiring him and said, "We wanted to bring him on board to be a person who just debates," Shapiro said, promising that Matt Nuclear, again, unclear if that's his real name, would host a nightly debate live stream where he would take on all comers. Okay, so the guy has already-
Matt Nuclear is taking on every comer. All comers are being taken by Matt Nuclear.
Already bungled his career. It's amazing. So one of the mistakes that he made was that he accidentally shared his conversations with Grok during one of his live streams. And when he did that, you get a sense of what he's asking Grok. Then we learned some details about his salary and his agreement with the Daily Wire. So
I know people are saying, I know people like go around saying like, wow, he's only making $8,000. Matt Nuclear is only making $8,000 a month. Wow. Anyone could get a better contract than that. But it's like, I don't know, that's 96 a year. He's probably making in total 6 figures to stream to nobody on YouTube as like someone who literally started streaming 2 seconds ago. Like, I don't know. That sounds like a pretty awesome deal.
Let me just jump in for a second. His salary is interesting, so you're gonna want to see that.
Yeah.
But like these guys, man, when are they ever gonna learn? You remember when Alex Jones was showing his phone and trans porn came up, and he's like, "That's normal. That comes up for everyone."
Does
Like,
it?
does it? Okay. And then that happened to some other Republican too. And then remember when Ted Cruz tweeted out
Porn?
incest porn that he was watching?
Oh.
Why would you tweet that?
Okay, that one I kind of don't believe, right? Because most politicians have somebody else, running the social media. Ted Cruz is not like, the one running his own account for the most part. He's gonna have some like manager, right? Some kid, social media manager running his social media accounts. And what I assume happened is his social media manager, like we would have to look to see, we'd have to go back to when that controversy happened and then look to see if there's any information about him firing his social media manager. Cause I assume, cause this was when I was in high school. I think was I like a senior in high school or something? When that happened. And I think it's most likely his social media manager being logged in on the wrong account, right? Because there was an instance of, I think, like the Pope's Instagram account liking, some, e-girl, like thirst trap posts or whatever. And the Pope definitely, like Pope Francis was definitely not running his own Instagram account. Like, bro, I don't think, well, I shouldn't say bro. I don't think Pope Francis knew what Instagram was. He didn't even watch TV. And the Pope does not have time to be scrolling Instagram. So a lot of times when you see these, like, what is this politician doing? Usually I think it's the social media managers, like, fumbling the bag.
Why?
Because he's an idiot.
Okay, anyways, I'm sure, like, of course it was an accident, but on what planet do you do that accidentally? And then this brother is like, okay, now look at my embarrassing chats with Grok.
Also, I don't know what the Alex Jones thing was. I think I heard some people saying it like wasn't his personal phone or whatever. It was like, I don't know, something like that. Although he was very fond of Blair White, so honestly, it could go either way.
No, wait till you see what's in it.
Yeah, so now nuclear serves as a proxy in Shapiro's continued battle with Nick Fuentes and the Groypers. And the Bulwark, which reported on this story, wrote the following. Shapiro made clear that Matt Nuclear's main mission was to take down white nationalist Nick Fuentes. And Nuclear seemed all in. In another video last week with the Daily Wire hosts, he had said Fuentes was part of an anti-Western civilization coalition with a hyperfixation on Israel. Now, attempting to basically reclaim the right-wing cultural narrative of, and take over, I guess, Fuentes' audience in his mind. He ends up hiring this
so
Matt.
dumb.
It's so dumb. Ends up hiring this Matt.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro himself could not take down Nick. I don't know what they thought Matt Nuclear was gonna do about it.
Nuclear guy.
Oops.
And things took a turn on the day that Nuclear makes this debut, right? So he accidentally and inadvertently linked his private communications with Grok during his live stream on the Daily Wire. And it ended up being chronicled by the Un-F America tour, right? These are Democrats that are basically like the counter to
Un-F America. That's such like a dumb name. I think some girl runs it. Who kind of gives what's her name? Cat a booga booga, whatever. Wait, look at this. YouTube channel member, executive producers, Xeno Dragon, The Gay AF Dragon, AJ, and Chris Birch.
To Turning Point USA. And they posted the information on X. Let's go to graphic 3. You'll see it right there. They say, next, we're publishing the full contract between Matt Nuclear and the Daily Wire. This is the agreement signed by the parties and sets out the terms of their working relationship. Don't blame yourself if you don't have the time to read this. Matt himself had to ask Grok to summarize it. Ooh, that's not good. So the contract revealed that he'd be paid $530 per episode with 4 debate streams every week. Nuclear would also get bonuses.
How do you do 4 debate streams every week? Do you mean like Dean Withers style, like call-in TikTok streams? Like what does that mean? I guess that's what it's talking about.
As his Daily Wire show's YouTube account racked up more subscribers from 5,000 to 100,000 for 100,000 subscribers to $50,000 for 1 million subscribers. The Daily Wire likely won't have to pay out that bonus anytime soon. As of this writing, the show has roughly 2,800 subscribers with 976 views on Nuclear's most recent stream. I've watched some of his content, and honestly, he doesn't seem to have the riz, right, necessary to take Nick Fuentes' audience from him. I don't know. Now, his communications with Grok also included his unwillingness and disinterest in dating. He prefers to focus on his commentary career. He also expressed that he only had $261 in the bank. He's a young guy, so who cares about that? And the fact that he had to factor into a calculation of his finances a trip that he made to LA, and in writing about it, apparently his flight was paid for by an Orthodox Jew that I know. That's what he said.
He says to AI, like, why does AI care to what the brother's religion is?
Mulling whether to go to college or work for the Daily Wire, he asked Grok to, hype me up a bit.
Oh no, don't ask Grok to hype you up. Don't.
Bro, you're not crazy at all, the AI responded. This is straight up impressive as hell.
Oh, that's so embarrassing. Oh, that's so embarrassing. I'm melting. I'm like that emoji that melts.
People are having conversations with Grok, like actual conversations.
No, I get it. My mom does. On the other hand, his brother's 19.
That's crazy. That's crazy. No, I get it. My mom does that. That's crazy.
And having the same conversation as my mom is.
We got to get people together. We got to get people out of the house, like hobbies, groups, bowling. People used to go bowling.
See, okay, that's a crazy freeze frame. I don't like talk to AI like that because I'm like actually asocial. Like I'm not one of these people that's like, alone because I am a loser and I don't have friends because I am whatever. And then to cope, I like talk to AI. No, I actually am just asocial. I don't talk to AI because there's no coping that needs to happen. I just don't talk to people. I genuinely just don't talk to people. Not from like, lack of trying or lack of ability. It's just I don't do it. And I don't need to do it. And I don't want to do it, so.
They used to be part of clubs.
People used to go bowling. I don't know that they did it this way.
That's how I do it, which is why I suck at it. But
apparently. Okay, so look, in order for me to not feel bad for this kid, I then look at what he signed up to do. He's like, oh, you need me to do propaganda. By the way, they said his hair makes him look like Acorn.
Oh, come on.
So I feel a little bad.
I'm honest, so nice. Oh, come on, that's mean. Don't be mean. Guys, don't say that. That's mean.
Right, then he got a haircut, cause I mean, you're not ready for this, right? And by that, I don't mean like the debates. He's trying his best and people are, people mature, grow, etc. I mean, like the internet's a dark place, man.
Which person is talking to Grok like it's a person? Matt Nuclear, the black one that was just on screen. But a lot of people do that. A lot of people like have conversations with AI as if it's an actual person.
And you're gonna go and take on Groypers when your stuff isn't on point, let alone the rest of the internet.
Yeah,
right?
but look, Jake, real quick, because I don't want you to feel bad for him, because you haven't heard a word of what he says on air.
Well, I was just gonna say, I'm gonna give the appetizer because you already said it, and then I'm looking forward to the entree. Look, the stuff that he signed up for. Oh, if you're against Israel, you're for anti-Western civilization.
Really? Is Western civilization all about killing children for no reason?
What's hilarious is that, like, we are native to the Middle East. We have been there for 3,000 years. And we're with Western civilization. Which one is it, brother? Which one is it? Okay, anyway, and he says, and he uses all their talking points. They fed it to him, right? This 19-year-old black kid in America think, you know what? Everyone is hyper fixated on Israel. No, that's literally the latest talking point of all the bots and trolls online. Oh, you guys are obsessed with Israel. You guys are hyper fixated on Israel.
Yeah, you know what? Correct.
Yeah, and I don't mean just us. They use it against everybody. Glenn Greenwald wrote about it recently too, right?
Yeah.
So they feed the talking point to this kid. But by the way, Daily Wire is an American show. Anyways, go ahead, Annie.
So let me reset this so we can get into what Matt Nuclear was really.
Like, honestly, it is kind of hard not to feel a little bit bad for Matt Nuclear, because it is like, imagine being him. Like, his IQ obviously is not quite there. It's not really there. He's obviously kind of delusional if he's like unironically asking Grok to hype him up. And he like thinks he thinks he can do it. But it's clear that he does not have it. Like, that's gotta suck being that guy. I would feel horrible. Although maybe he's kind of too dumb to really realize how bad he has it. So I don't know. I mean, honestly, as long as his contract doesn't fall through, it doesn't matter. I mean, will it be renewed? I don't know. Probably not. Almost definitely not. But I mean, as long as his contract like stays up, like, who cares? He got the bag. He got the bag, so basically he already won. But he's not even looking at it that way. He's looking at it like, he's like, I genuinely have a career in media. This is only the first step. It's like, no, dude. You need to get your bag right now and figure something else out, because your ass is not getting renewed. That is not happening.
Hired for. So the Daily Wire hires this young 19-year-old debater named Matt Nuclear. And what do they really hire him for? What kind of message is he supposed to?
I like she's like teeing up the clips. See, if you know, being in like the content space, I know how this works, okay? So you can see they're doing this extended broadcast, right? But then they do something
Matt Nuclear
here.
was really hired for. So the Daily Wire hires this.
So then she says, okay, she goes into, so the Daily Wire hires this kid, Matt Nuclear, right there at the that's where they're gonna clip it, and this will be, this is probably already a clip somewhere. She's teeing up the clip, that's why she's reintroducing Matt Nuclear in the middle of the broadcast, in the middle of the Matt Nuclear segment.
This young 19-year-old debater named Matt Nuclear. And what do they really hire him for? What kind of message is he supposed to promote? Let's begin with F2.
Other fact, guys, is that Palestinians didn't really exist as an identity in the 1940s, 50s, and even, you know, late 1950s. They became an identity in 1964, and Zahir Mohsin told us why. Like, he was like, hey.
He's getting live updates from Ben Shapiro. He's looking down to his phone, getting live updates from Ben Shapiro. Kind of funny.
This is the reason why this identity will now come up as an identity. That's also another fact that we must not forget.
Never forget.
He doesn't even really seem invested in the message, right? It seems like he's struggling. He doesn't really buy it himself. But
of course he doesn't. He asked Grok. He told Grok, "Hey, so this Orthodox Jew buys me a ticket to go to LA." I say yes. Okay. I mean, another time he asked Grok, he's like, you know, something about Israel. Like, he doesn't know. He doesn't he's just getting a paycheck.
He doesn't care. He doesn't.
Yeah.
But this is the thing that shocks me, Cenk. Like, at 19, I remember what I was like at 19. oh, I was alive.
Uh-huh.
You know, I had that twinkle in my eye. I wasn't jaded yet. I thought I had the power to change the world for the better. Like, this kid's 19. Like, what are you doing with your life, man? You're just like a mouthpiece for hire? That's your aspiration? What's wrong with you?
But first of all, to Matt Nuclear. Okay, I feel bad. I really do.
He does need to trim that hair. Like,
he already did it. He already trimmed it.
Okay, it's just a bad shape. That's all.
That's all right. Anyway, least relevant thing. Okay.
Yeah, it needs to be, if he's gonna have like that type of hair, it needs to be like a dome over his head. Like, you know, like an actual afro, not like a hat, not like a beanie, not like a hair beanie on his head. He's like growing a Tim Pool beanie integrated into his head. Honestly, it wasn't even that bad, to be honest. He did look literally like an acorn. It looked like an AI image of an acorn with a face, like, turned into a black person. But like, it wasn't terrible. On his birthday is July 7th. Yo! Let's go. We're so back. But yeah, I don't know. What was I gonna say? I don't remember.
Okay, first of all, he could ask Gronk, what should I do with my hair? No, okay. So he could ask Gronk, what should I do with my life? But look, to be fair to him, if you guys don't know this is really interesting. The Israeli lobby in this country has been doing this for a long time. And what they do, and actually specifically with African Americans, they go and look for young, up and coming African Americans. I don't want to say their names, but a couple more pundits on CNN, okay? And they then promote them throughout their life, and whenever they need them, here, I'll say one.
Van Jones?
Well, very, 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 very likely, okay? But Bakari Sellers, I know the history of, right? They found him in South Carolina. They started giving him money to run for office, and then he goes up the chain. And then when the DNC wants to recognize a Palestinian state, they send Bakari Sellers in to go, no, this isn't about race or anything. No, in fact, you're racist. You're racist, okay? For opposing Israel, how dare you, right? And so whenever they need them, these guys.
The Judeo-African alliance in the US is huge. The whole civil rights thing was just Jews. Like, the whole thing. They're not gonna say this. They're not gonna go there and say the Civil Rights Act was Zionists, you know. They're not gonna go and say that, but that's exactly what the whole civil rights era was. Was it just a giant Zionist conspiracy, basically?
Guys that they cultivated come out and support Israel politically and in media. They've been doing this for a long time. It's just that now we can see it with our own eyes. And this kid, they have started publicly so early, and he's gonna get burned up. The rest had time to like become a state senator and then a representative or part of the Obama administration, get the legs under him before they become a full-time propagandist for Israel on CNN. CNN is just a sophisticated version of Daily Wire.
Or imagine foregoing dating. Okay, forget about college. I don't think college is necessarily the right choice for everyone. And in fact, I wish that we had more of a culture of valuing trade schools, for instance. But anyway, putting that aside entirely, like, he has decided to forego dating, being a 19-year-old man who dates because he wants to focus on his Daily Wire career.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, well, that's based. Okay, that's like the 1W. The 1W is Matt Nuclear is a based incel who is, bag maxing. That's based.
I don't believe it. I never believe it when men say that.
Oh, no, Cenk. Believe it or not, younger generations are very different from Gen X and even older millennials.
No, genes
They're
are
not
genes.
having sex.
Okay, well, no, but you're missing my point. It's not that I think they're having sex. I think that they're making the excuse, I didn't want to have it anyway, I'm concentrating on my career. There isn't any 19-year-old guy that doesn't want to have sex of some sort.
I don't know, they seem a little weird these days. They seem a little different.
No. Dude, human.
I think she's actually like right. I think most people actually don't want to go dating, actually. Well, because, like, why would you even want to? Like, what is the point? Like, the two reasons you would ever go on a date is, well, for a guy, there's 2. For a female, there's 3. a female to get free stuff, but for both, it would be either to have sex or get married. Like, that's really the only point. You know, female also, you get free stuff. That's like the other reason. The guy is not gonna get free stuff though. But those are like, what do people want to? Nobody wants to. Some like weird freak, like insane person might want to go on a date and think that's like a fun thing. But like most people don't want to. You either do it because you like do it because you're going to get something out of it. Like, that's the only reason. And really, I mean, it's just like women's fault, kind of, but whatever. Right? Nobody wants to, because, like, what's a guy gonna do? I'm gonna go, what, hang out with a woman? And I'm gonna pay for it? I'm going to pay a female to yap at me for 4 hours? And then the guys are like, why would I want to do that? That sounds like I'm paying to want to kill myself? Like, I don't know. That's crazy. So they're just not doing it. So, which it's like, kind of who cares? I don't know. I mean, sure, like it's probably like in a collapsed society, but I mean, we're probably all gonna die anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Humans are still human. Okay.
We need to do a study on this. Do 19-year-old men still have interest in having sex in America?
Okay, look, so that's a whole nother topic, but I mean, on planet Earth that I know, there are no, like, let me put it this way. If there's 1,000 guys who say, you know what, I'm busy.
See, it's because he's like a Turk. He's brown, so he's like, you know, a gooner. Like white people aren't as much like that, I think.
Doing something else, I don't even.
4 hours? Genuinely, I don't even know. I don't know, like, what do people do on dates? I don't know. I wouldn't even know. Like, genuinely, I don't even know how long, like, a date would take.
Want to have sex that are 19 years old, 999 of them are lying because they can't get sex.
Okay,
and one of them might be asexual.
Listen, this Matt Nuclear guy, he is doing things and saying things that I vehemently disagree with, okay? So I don't want anyone to mistake what I'm about to say as me supporting him. But with that in mind, he's a good-looking guy. Like, I think he could definitely put the honeys away if he wanted to. Like, I don't think he's
not gonna go in there, he's not gonna put them away with. Do you have a hyperfixation on Israel? Okay, like, I hope you don't talk about that on the date. Okay. Anyway, plant a seed acorn.
Should we show one more video?
Yes.
All right, here's how talented he is. Take a look.
I don't say this to be spiteful. I say this to be historically accurate and to really.
Also, his whole setup is cooked. His audio like cuts out. The lighting is bad. The green screen and like the camera quality is. Not only is the camera quality bad, but it's probably worse because he doesn't know how to set it up. And the Daily Wire probably didn't send him anyone to like set it up for him. It's just all bad. It's just there's nothing good going on here.
Give respect to.
Also, like piss filter. It's like he's like recreated the piss filter through incompetent camera, like videography and yellow background.
Historicity here. The Palestinian identity was only created to fight Zionism. And don't even go after me for it. There was a man, specifically, I believe in 1977. Was it 1977? I believe it was. PLO commander. Okay.
Okay, but like, even if it is true that the Palestinian identity only exists because of Zionism, I mean, the people still existed. The people were there. If the idea of like, you know, Palestinians as like a distinct ethnic group, you know, as like a distinct national identity didn't exist, like, and then it started existing after the creation of the state of Israel, like, that's kind of irrelevant, actually.
He specifically.
Oh yeah, they're citing Beardson clips. Daily Wire via Beardson clips on X. Look at that. W Beardson clips.
Said, I believe he was of the Ba'athist party as well. Yeah, Zahir Mohsen. He specifically said, this is what he said, not me, so not my words. He said the Palestinian people don't exist. That's what he said, by the way. He said there's no difference between the Palestinians, Jordanians, and the Lebanese. The only reason why we are creating a Palestinian identity is to fight against Zionism. Once we have accomplished our fight against Zionism, we will take no time and waste no time, basically, restoring a larger Arab world, because they never actually wanted their own independent country. There is a big misconception about that, though.
Yeah, they just kind of don't want to get blown up and ethnically cleanse off the land that they were living on. I don't know, like thoughts.
That, oh,
All of their propaganda is so easily just you could just knock it over so easily. It's retarded.
the Palestinians wanted their own independent country. That is totally inaccurate and false. They never wanted their own independent country.
You know, it's like saying there was no American identity before Abraham Lincoln because it was called these United States and not the United States. There was no national identity because it was the collection of states. It wasn't, the federal government. It wasn't the federal government and the states being part of it. It was the states and they were kind of like associated together. It's like, okay. It's also like saying, before 1776, like Americans didn't exist. Like that's retarded. Americans had existed long before 1776. Because how would the Civil War have started if there were no Americans to start the Civil War? Like if they were just British people, why? Obviously, like Americans were a distinct people from like the English long before the Civil War started or the Revolutionary War started. And it's the same with like Palestinians. Yeah, like because of the way the borders are drawn, there's this group of people within a certain geography who have a like shared struggle against their, occupiers, who now have sort of like a semi-national identity because of like happenstance. And once, Israel, the state of Israel is overthrown, then they'll, not really have that anymore. And then they'll want to, I don't know, form some sort of greater state with Jordan and Lebanon, I guess. But like, so why does that matter? Like they want to form a large state with, their, closely related Arab neighbors. Therefore, what, ethnically cleansing them is okay? Like, I don't get it. Like, what's the argument? Like, that's not a logical argument.
Country. They were only seeking the annihilation of Israel.
Hey, you know what? Mexico would like to take over Texas. They think that they deserve Texas. In fact, they have a special religion that says they have the right to Texas's land. And turns out, who cares? I mean, they're Americans. There's Americans in every other state.
In every other state? Why don't they just move to another state?
In every other state.
Come on, Mexico. God said that Mexico should get it 3,000 years ago. That's it. Well, you know what? Texas doesn't even exist. There are no Texans.
There are no Texans.
Right.
They don't exist. No, I mean,
look.
That's
literally what they're doing.
Now, obviously, the Palestinian people are a people that do exist. My maternal grandmother was born in Haifa, Palestine in 1937, which is what her birth certificate said. But, understand what he's doing here. He is trying to erase a people who do exist, have existed, in order to justify genocide against them.
Yeah, no.
Good job. 19-year-old kid. Good job. This is what you're doing with your life. Go back, try to date. That's a better use of your time, okay?
Okay, so look, I reserve the right for him to grow up and mature and change, and then we'll have a conversation about redemption many decades from now about his life, right? But for now, you did a good job of taking away my sympathy by showing that clip.
Yes, good.
Okay, so remember, the Israelis are like, we have a right to exist. And then they turn around, they're like, Palestinians don't exist. We get to wipe them out and kill them all, okay? And this bitch is on here talking about like, did we tell him salary? I get $543 per video. I work for the Israelis. Palestinians should die, okay? They don't exist. Israel has a right to exist, right? So I'm tired of all this crap. So dude,
Cenk, I love Cenk so much. He's so good. He's so good. Dude. Yes, go off, King. We love Turks. We love Turks now. Dude, Chank is so much better than Hassan. W Unk, L nephew. We love Chank Uyghur.
Dude, your hair looks like an unrolled condom.
Oh my God.
And on top of that, now that, okay, you want me to tell you my real opinions?
Keep going. This is fun.
Okay, I think it might be an homage to a yarmulke. And so he's like, this is the best I can do with a fro. How's my yarmulke? Okay, great. Did that your salary per?
How do black cheese do it? Did they just set the yarmulke like on top of the hair? How does that work? Does it just sort of like float on top of the fro?
Video pay for that? So look, guys, this is. I'm telling you, look, as much like whenever I hear these disgusting genocidal talking points, of course it sets me off, right? But overall, the most important part of this story is you get how this game is played. You think that's his authentic opinions? No, they're literally paying him for those opinions. And he keeps telling Grok, how am I doing?
Hype me up.
Hype me up, Grok. And he's making about $106,000, but he gets bonuses for subscribers and all this stuff. And I get it, that's fine. But they're basically telling him, say these talking points that we fed you. But that's what they do with all of the media. What do you think? Why do you think the guys on CNN are like, October 7th, the worst thing happened since the Holocaust? Okay, good, fine, no problem. Then they turn around, West Bank. Almost same number of people killed, more civilians killed, 7 times the number of children killed. And they're like, oh, the Israelis did it, it's okay. The Palestinians don't exist. So is he really different than any of the cable news anchors who totally ignore? That's the West Bank. Gaza, since the ceasefire, the Israelis have murdered over 1,000 people in Gaza. And they haven't attacked the Israelis at all, right? In that period of time. But did you know that? No, because the cable news anchors are a sophisticated version of
Red Cowboy 3 says, Goy Nation. Though the synagogue of Satan's winning, the victory is ours. Swords emoji. Dude, this Red Cowboy guy kind of skits out.
old condom boy, okay? And so that's how this game is played. And they have basically taken our media and just spoon-fed us propaganda in favor of Israel our whole lives. Every single thing you've ever heard on that topic has been propaganda for Israel, like global war on terror. Was it really global? Was it in Southeast Asia and Latin America? No, it was a global war on Israel's neighbors. Israel literally handed us a list of 7 countries to attack. We attacked all 7, but mainstream media never told you that because they're all acorns planted by Israel.
All right. Well, we got.
That's a good line. The media are all acorns planted by Israel. It ties it all in. It ties it all in. Dude, Chank is so good. Like, there's a reason why Chank runs TYT, and there's a reason why TYT is actually like fairly successful, as far as I'm aware.
Got to take a break. When we come back, we've got one more story for you, and it has to do with yet another investigation, federal investigation, that FBI Director Kash Patel may have bungled. We'll be right back.
Whoa. Whoa. So that was pretty good. I enjoyed. We're enjoying. That was a good segment. I've tried to look at the TYT content, and like the Young Turks is good when it's when they're like covering something we have in common, because a lot of what they say actually just kind of sucks. But you know, when TYT is covering something that we kind of agree with, it's pretty good, pretty decent content.